Have you ever stopped to wonder why your life feels like a battlefield, that constant sense that nothing ever comes easy? While others seem to get what they want with little effort, you find yourself fighting twice, 3 times as hard. And even then, it feels like the universe insists on testing you. Maybe you've asked yourself, what did I do wrong? Is this some kind of punishment? Did I somehow attract these problems without realizing it? But what if I told you there's nothing wrong with you? What if the very chaos you're going through is actually proof that there's something extraordinary about you? Most people go through life on autopilot. They never question, never feel the weight you carry. They work, study, have fun, sleep, and repeat the same routine the next day. But not you. You feel there's something more, like you're carrying an invisible burden, a responsibility you don't fully understand but can't deny. And I know, sometimes it's exhausting. You look around and wonder why you have to face so many struggles. Why does it seem like every time something finally starts working out, a setback, a loss, or a disappointment quickly follows? This isn't random. It's not just bad luck. There's a reason for the storms you've endured. There's an explanation for the chaos that seems to follow you, and that reason is far more connected to who you are than to what you do. That's why I want you to stay with me until the end of this video, because I'm going to reveal why your life feels like hell, and why that might actually be the greatest proof of how strong, how unique, and how important you truly are. Now tell me something. Deep down, do you feel like you were born different? Like you carry something within you that most people can't understand? If your answer is yes, write it in the comments. I am different. I want to see how many of you also feel this calling. And before we continue, if this message is resonating with you, make sure to subscribe and leave a like. That small action helps this truth reach even more people who need to hear it. Because if there's one thing that defines the life of those who carry this burden, it's the constant feeling of not belonging. Since childhood, maybe you've felt it. While others lived easily, you looked around and asked yourself, what am I doing here? Why do I feel like I don't belong in this place? Not because you lacked words, but because it felt like your mind worked in a completely different way. While many were only concerned with playing, competing, or following trends, you often found yourself reflecting, observing, trying to understand deeper things. And that feeling didn't stop in childhood. It grew with you. During adolescence, while most people were busy trying to fit into groups, you were left wondering why you could never be like them. It was as if there was an invisible barrier between you and the rest of the world. The most curious part is that, on the outside, perhaps no one even noticed. You interacted, you talked, you smiled, but inside, the feeling was different. Loneliness. Not the loneliness of being physically alone, but that unique kind of loneliness where you're surrounded by people, and yet no one truly understands who you are. This is one of the strongest signs of someone who is different, someone who carries something greater within. It's as if your soul already knew that you weren't born to lose yourself in the crowd. You were born to walk a path that not everyone would be able to follow. Of course, that comes with a price. Being different often means being misunderstood. People might judge you as strange, distant, or even problematic. How many times have you heard someone say, "You think too much, you make things too complicated, why can't you just be like everyone else?" These phrases may sound simple, but they cut deep, because hidden inside them is the message that you should be someone else, when in reality, what makes you different is exactly what makes you special. But I know, it's not easy carrying that weight. It's exhausting, like you're always out of tune, always out of place. While everyone else dances to one song, you seem to be the only one hearing a completely different melody. And then comes the doubt. Am I the problem? Is there something wrong with me? It's exactly at this point that many people get lost, because they start to believe they need to reshape themselves, to hide, to erase their essence just to be accepted. But here's the truth. This feeling of being different is not a flaw. It's a sign that there is something within you that most people don't have. That emptiness, that sense of not belonging, is the very first calling. It's life's way of showing you that you weren't born to live like everyone else. You were born to be prepared, to walk a path that only a few would ever have the courage to follow. And if being different already feels heavy on its own, the life of those who carry this burden often feels even harder. It's not just the sensation of not fitting in, but a sequence of tests, challenges, and situations that seem never-ending. Losses, disappointments, closed doors, relationships that don't work out. It feels like the universe enjoys placing obstacles in your path, especially when you start to believe you could finally walk in peace. And if you pay close attention, you'll notice these trials are never small. They arrive in different forms. A friendship that suddenly ends, opportunities that vanish without explanation, that pain piercing through your chest that simply refuses to leave. Many times you ask yourself, why me? I didn't do anything to deserve this. The truth is, these hardships are not punishments. They are constant tests, a form of preparation. For the chosen ones, life is never simple, because everything that carries greatness must first be shaped. And to be shaped, it must endure the fire. Most people see problems as bad luck, but for those who are different, they carry another meaning. Every challenge hides a lesson, even if you can't see it yet. Every fall, every rejection, every painful moment is an opportunity to grow, to strengthen your character, to develop resilience. And you know what makes it harder? No one explains this to you beforehand. No one warns you that feeling like life is against you is, in truth, part of a greater plan. That's why you feel alone, wronged, sometimes even hopeless. But even in the depths of suffering, something powerful is happening. You are becoming more aware, more prepared, more aligned with who you truly are. That's why the path of the chosen is so intense. While other lives may seem linear, yours is marked by sharp highs and lows, moments of great joy followed by painful falls. All of it designed to teach you, to break old patterns, to reveal strengths you never knew you had. Life places this weight upon you not to destroy you, but to show you that you are capable of enduring far more than you ever imagined. Each trial is like an invisible mold, shaping your essence, refining your qualities, hardening your determination. It's hard, I know, and yes, it hurts, but this weight carries a purpose. So if you feel like everything is heavier for you than it is for others, understand this: it's not a coincidence. Every hardship is a step on the staircase you must climb to reach something greater. It's a silent preparation, unseen by those who don't look closely, but deeply real for the ones who feel and live through it with intensity. After so much pain, so much struggle, and so many obstacles, you may find yourself asking, but after all, why is all of this happening to me? What is the meaning behind so much hardship? That's where the hidden purpose comes in. Every struggle you face, every difficulty that seems to have no explanation, carries a reason far greater than you can imagine. Life does not place random challenges in someone's path. Nothing happens by chance. When you feel like nothing is working out, when everything seems to be falling apart, it is precisely in that moment that the universe is working silently, preparing you for something greater. Imagine life as a sculptor shaping a statue. Each strike of the chisel feels harsh, almost destructive. But in truth, it is creating form, beauty, and strength. That is exactly how it works for you. Every loss, every disappointment, every pain is a strike of the universe's chisel, molding you into who you truly are. And the most fascinating part, many times you only understand the purpose when you look back. That pain which once felt meaningless begins to reveal itself as a powerful lesson, as a step that had to be conquered for you to reach something higher. Being chosen does not mean living an easy life. On the contrary, it means you are being prepared to fulfill something that will impact not only your own life, but also the lives of those around you. There is a calling within you, even if you cannot name it yet, a purpose that only reveals itself with time and that must be built through resilience, patience, and perseverance. That is why the suffering of the chosen is never empty. It is the very tool that awakens what lies deepest within you. It forces you to grow, to know yourself, to uncover strengths and abilities you never imagined you possessed, and it is precisely in this process that you begin to move closer to your true path. So even if right now everything feels confusing and painful, know this: there is an invisible hand guiding each of your steps, every challenge, every difficult night, every moment of helplessness. All of it is aligned with a greater purpose, one that will reveal itself at the right time when you are ready to grasp the true dimension of your journey. After so many trials and so much suffering, there comes a moment when pain stops being just pain and begins to turn into clarity. It is in that moment that the chosen one begins to awaken. Spiritual awakening does not happen overnight. It is gradual, silent, and often arrives through small experiences that at first glance may seem ordinary. But when you look closely, you realize they carry a message. You begin to see life differently, noticing patterns that once went unnoticed. Pain starts to make sense. What once felt unfair now reveals hidden lessons. The chosen one realizes that nothing they went through was in vain. Every difficulty, every loss, every moment of loneliness, all of it contributed to awakening something that had long been dormant within, a strength, an awareness, a vision that sees beyond the obvious. It is in this awakening that you come to understand life was never meant to be easy. Challenges are not punishments, but opportunities for growth. Every trial you endured, no matter how painful, was preparing you for something greater, something that is still yet to come. You begin to feel a deeper connection with everything around you. People, events, even difficulties start to carry a profound meaning. And in that moment you realize your pain is not just your own. It is part of a greater process, a transformation that few are able to experience. Spiritual awakening is not about running from pain or avoiding challenges. It's about recognizing that pain has a purpose and that you can use it as fuel. It's about seeing yourself as someone special, someone being prepared for something far beyond what the ordinary mind can comprehend. Slowly, you begin to notice you are not alone. There are others like you, who feel, who suffer, who grow. Together, you all form part of something much greater, something only the chosen can fully understand. If you followed this far, perhaps you're already starting to realize something. These difficult experiences, this sense of being different, this intensity in trials, could all be signs that you are one of the chosen. But how can you truly know? There are subtle signs that reveal it. Indicators that you carry within yourself a greater mission, that you were not born to live an ordinary life. The first sign is emotional sensitivity. You feel everything deeply, sometimes too deeply. A careless word can wound you profoundly. An injustice can stir an outrage inside you that feels larger than yourself. This is not weakness. On the contrary, it's because you perceive the world in a deeper way than most people do. The second sign is heightened intuition. Many times you sense what will happen before there are even concrete signs. It's that inner knowing, that foresight, that ability to pick up on details others simply overlook. The chosen ones display deep empathy, experience internal loneliness, and feel a strong sense of mission. Their struggles and intense emotions are not coincidences. They are part of a greater purpose. Life's challenges, pain, and moments of injustice serve to awaken inner strength, awareness, and clarity. Spiritual awakening is gradual and transformative. It shifts the question from "why me?" to "what is this for me?", turning suffering from an enemy into an ally and revealing a deeper meaning in every experience. The turning point in life comes when you realize that challenges and pain are not punishments, but opportunities for growth and transformation. Each obstacle, loss, and moment of loneliness shapes your strength, resilience, and true purpose. You are not alone. Others like you face trials, awakenings, and growth, all moving toward a shared higher purpose. Life stops being mere suffering and becomes a path of conscious transformation where every step, every tear, and every difficulty prepares you to become who you were truly born to be. The hardships you face are the mold that reveals your potential and awakens your true self. Nothing in your life is falling apart by chance. It is being shaped, prepared, and guided towards something magnificent. You are chosen. You are special. Every challenge you face is proof that you have the ability to rise, overcome, and transform the world around you. Now take a deep breath and allow yourself to recognize your strength, because the hell you feel today is, in truth, the beginning of your true journey.